Hi.
How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, tired, but pumped up for this. Let's do it.
I think we're in the same energy field today. I'm tired but pumped up for this too. So all
Absolutely.
good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And hello to everyone, whether you're morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. We, as you can see, we're not the Three Musketeers anymore because Kerry, she's dealing with the kids, so she won't be coming on Warriors of Attraction as a host anymore. That's okay. She's busy with Coffee Morning anyway. Now, tonight, actually, before we dive in, let's do a little bit of promotion then. As it's December, we're going for December Fitness. So all the Warriors, and we're inviting everyone in the viewers, audience, however you want to call it today. My English is crap today. I don't know. Promotion for the Fitness December. You could do anything from walking, jogging, running, yoga, cycling, swimming, whatever you want to call it. And there you go. Let's join together. Big community. Mental Health Warriors December Fitness. We're doing that for 31 days. So, yeah.
And can I add to that, Adam?
What?
Can I add to that?
Go on then.
Well, fitness helps the mind.
Exactly.
So it's a really good thing to participate in because at the end of the day, if you're out there and you're exercising, it helps clear so much in that thought process. And it helps you realign with yourself. So I think it's a great thing to do for December, especially when people come to like a certain point in December and they just eat lots of anything and everything.
Yeah.
So if you can start from now, it's a brilliant thing, and start the new year in a clear-minded way. That's phenomenal.
Well, obviously, with the topic we're going to be talking about tonight, this is what I'm about to say, links to this. Tonight, I actually started a new diet, plant-based diet, believe it or not.
Oh, cool.
Yes, obviously, we made some plant-based sausages with sweet potato mash.
Nice.
You know what? It went down a treat.
What was the plant-based sausage? What, you made them yourself?
No. We got them from Iceland.
Oh, cool. I love it.
We got them from Iceland. Yeah.
Bit of advertising there for Iceland too.
Exactly. No, they were really nice as well.
Oh, good.
I thought I ain't gonna like them, and Kerry thought, no, he's not gonna like them. And people are saying, because even though I'm going plant-based, I can't get rid of my meat. I have to keep my meat. So
that's people plant-based.
Hey, it doesn't matter. I'm mixing both. And people think it's not going to last because you can't mix them. But I've had both today. And you know what? I feel really good.
Good. As long as you feel good, that's the main thing. That's how I see it. And I don't think it's about a diet. I think it's about a way of living and a way of being, huh? So like you're going to, you start implementing changes to your diet in your everyday, like when I say diet, I mean just like living wise in what you need to eat every day. But once you call it a diet and I'm on a diet, I think psychologically you start wanting all the things you can't have. So I've never called it a diet. I just I'm a funny eater anyway. I might have just one meal a day for like 2 weeks, and then the following 2 weeks I'll eat like 3-4 times a day. So I don't think I could ever follow an actual diet. It's like whatever I want, whatever I fancy, I'll eat it. And if that's chocolate, if that's oranges, if that's bananas.
Absolutely. Right. Why I say that, because what we're going to talk about is opportunities through the law of attraction.
Woo.
Yes. Now, Anthea.
Yes, my darling.
What is an opportunity to you?
Oh, well, I think an opportunity is whatever you're looking for. So there could be an opportunity for a relationship. There could be an opportunity to make money. There could be an opportunity to inspire somebody. I think it just depends on each person to what they want in their life. But with the law of attraction, I don't think we could just jump to opportunity in law of attraction, because there's so much more behind that.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So when you're okay, so if you've often asked me, what does the law of attraction mean to you?
Yeah.
So I think I want to start there, Adam, just because I think that will then flow into the opportunity side of things.
Let's do it.
So the law of attraction, to me, what it means that I get to accept my life as the creator of my life. So all my experiences I've ever had, I'm no longer playing the pointing blame game, because to me, now that I know about the law of attraction, I understand that it's my thought process, it's my emotions, and it all stems from beliefs from when we were born to the things that happen in our lives. So it then puts me in a control of my life to say, okay, if I'm just focusing on all the things that don't work out for me and all the things that have gone wrong and all the bad experiences, then I know I'm going to create more of them. So when they do come around and I'm experiencing more things that are feeling like crap and I feel like my life is spiraling out of control, I know that's because of me. And that's not an easy thing to take on board, to be fair, Adam. It really isn't, because you do want to say, well, it was that it's because of this or it's because of that. But what it's taught me is that actually it comes back down to me, and to be able to see where my blockages is, to where if I haven't succeeded in something, what's inside me? What is my belief system? What's happened in my life experience that's stopping these things? And that's where I'm going to say opportunities comes in, because once you flip all of that and you understand that, you start thinking to yourself, well, actually, I want to appreciate where I am. I'm going to appreciate my life experience and forgive the people in my life, forgive myself for things that have happened throughout my life. Then you come into this place of, in a present tense, I want to say, like right here, right now, where you're able to see opportunities that weren't shown to you before, because opportunities are everywhere. Like they surround us, like I was watching you guys for a while and I didn't realize that it was an opportunity for me to be on board with you guys until you brought it to me. And then once you brought it to me, I realized, I could actually do this, and this could be of value to people and value to myself, and could inspire, right?
Well, we didn't bring it to you, we brought it to each other in a way.
That's true. Yeah, so we both see the opportunity in it, because we're both in a place where we're able to see that. But a lot of the time, so many of us don't see opportunities around us. There could be somebody that, let's say, in a relationship, or that's not in a relationship, and they've been saying, oh, I really want to be in a relationship, and there's a person there that they've been getting on with for 10 years in their life. They've got the best friendship relationship, but haven't seen the opportunity and haven't seen them as a lover. But actually, that's an opportunity, because if you're getting on that well, then you might as well be together and create worlds together, right? So there's so many blinkers on us to miss these opportunities. So that's why I think, with understanding the law of attraction, and I say law of attraction, the universe, it's just how I feel that we're energy beings. We're energy beings, or shall we say spiritual beings, having a human experience. So we're continuously thinking, we're continuously feeling, and we're doing it right now. We're not doing it yesterday or tomorrow or in the next 5 minutes. It's all happening now. So if we're in a place where we can be appreciative of our now, appreciative of everybody in our life and the things that are around us and the opportunities we've actually realized in our life, then we're able to see more of them. Have you ever listened to something, Adam, and you've listened to it maybe twice, and you didn't hear certain things, and then you hear it the third time, and then you hear something that you didn't hear before, right? That's because you wasn't ready to hear it before. It's like you could walk into a room. I've had it many times where I'm driving and someone's in the car with me and they said, oh, did you just see that? And I say, see what? They say, how did you not see whatever it was? And it's like, wasn't meant for me to, I wasn't supposed to see it because I wasn't obviously ready to see it. But I could go out the next day and see that, and I would then see it. So it's all about really just being in a state of thankfulness and appreciation and being acceptance of who you are, and self-love to go with that. This is what I mean. It's such a big topic, really, because it's not just seeing opportunities. But once you can understand and accept that you are the creator of your own experience, and it's not somebody else's job to bring things to you, and it's not somebody else's job to make you happy, it's not somebody else's job to study for you, it's not somebody else's job to, it's down to you to make that happen for you. And then you're able to see the opportunities. And that's why I love the concept of the law of attraction, because it puts me back in control, and I don't have to look at other people and go, it's because of you, or like, you know, and have hatred towards people, or have bad-minded thoughts towards people, because I know it's not their fault. It's me. I attracted that, and I have to, it's how I deal with the experience at the time to what's going to come from it. So, does that make sense?
Absolutely. And you picked up on the word hate there, and hate is a very broad word also, and people use it all the time.
Yes.
Now, for me, I've got people that hate me out there. I don't like people out there either. But in a way, you have to think about it. Who hates anyone? Because you can say, oh, I hate Tor, I hate this person, I hate that person, I hate this and that. But really, if you think about it and you give that opportunity to tap into your subconscious mind and really think about it, at the end of it, you hate yourself.
Thank you. You've just hit the nail on the head. It's a reflection, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
What you see in somebody else that you don't like or hate, it's something that it's about you. It's not about the other person. I'm so glad you just tapped into that, Adam. Like, it's powerful what you just said, because you know, there's so many times, and like we said before, it's not the easiest thing to take that full responsibility. And then, I mean, I've still got times where I go, well, how is that in me? And I try and think, I don't feel like I have that in me, but it is in me, because if it wasn't in me, then I wouldn't be able to see it, because I see everything as a mirror reflection. Everything's reflecting. Like my thought process, me seeing the mental health warriors, and I had a thought process of, wouldn't it be nice to be on that? Wouldn't it be nice? Like, I love what you guys do. And we aligned in those thought processes. So therefore we're mirroring each other. And then we had the conversation of what we're going to title it, and you came up with the Attraction Warriors, which I thought was like genius.
It weren't me. Kerry came up with that.
That was Kerry. That's right. Sorry. Sorry, Kerry. It was actually Kerry that came up with it. So, but yeah, that's the ideas that come forth, and then that's the opportunities that open up. And who knows from this, the opportunities that can be shown to you if you see them and you realize them. And the same with myself, you know, someone could come to you, Adam, and then offer you something else, and you think to yourself, well, actually, I don't really want to do that. Even though it's something you've always wanted to do, but you feel like you don't have the time to do that, let's say. And someone will say, well, that's a missed opportunity. But I don't believe that, because at the right time, you'll be doing that.
Right. You mentioned ain't got time. People say that a lot
all
as well.
The time.
All the time. I haven't got time for this. I haven't got time for that. Now, just recently, I put... I was just pissing about for about 5 minutes, and I did this little game to see if I'm stubborn, which turns out I am. And I had a comment off one of my relatives who's really good, and he says, I said to him, you should do that. He went, oh, I haven't got the time. I'm like, you've always got the time. And this is what people need to realize. You have the time. And why I say that is because you are here, you are living, you are breathing. And the day your time is up is the day you are gone.
Thank you. And we all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's just what we choose to do in those 24 hours,
Life's
right?
A choice. Life's a choice.
absolutely a choice. It is. And that's where it comes back down to why, again, the law of attraction, it's like you're choosing things in your life. And then when things don't happen or go wrong, you blame everybody else other than yourself. And it's like, but it's about just, you know, bringing that back to yourself and until understanding, well, what can I do different in my day to day? So if you feel, and sorry, just saying like with, I haven't got time, that's not an abundant way of thinking. It's actually a very lackful way of thinking, because you're thinking of lack. You're thinking, I don't have. Where actually, if we switch that around, I do have time, and I have the same 24 hours as everybody else. I just choose to wake up at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I choose to mope around the house for the next 3 hours, or I choose to just do something for an hour and not do anything else. That's a choice, like you said, Adam. It's an absolute choice. So it's, yeah, it can go into so many angles, and
it can.
It's so powerful. It's so, so powerful. And also another thing that I say, Adam, is like people say, you know, this whole fitness thing is a great example of this. So somebody starts the fitness and then they give up after, like, let's say 5 days, and they say, oh, this fitness thing isn't working. I don't see any changes. But actually, you either continue and 4 weeks will pass by and you'll see changes, or you don't continue and 4 weeks will pass by and you don't see the changes. And it's your choice, because those weeks are going to pass by no matter what. Those months are going to pass by. And it's just a matter of you putting yourself in that place to say, well, actually, I can do this. I am capable of doing this. I do want to see a change in my body. I do want to feel better in myself. So I am going to continue. I might not see the results in this moment, but I know I'm going to see the results over time. And I think that goes with anything, whether you're starting a business, whether you're writing a book, whether you're starting to do driving lessons, or you're starting a college course, like you've just said. You said you started a college course, right? Now, you know, you said it's very in-depth and deep.
Very in-depth.
Yeah, and you could give up, but you're not going to do that. You might want to take that time out, because sometimes it can be overwhelming. And man, do I understand that. However, you're not going to fall off the horse and just stay on the floor. You're going to get up and get back on and start riding again, because it's worth it. It's worth the results at the end of it, which will bring more opportunities again, because you've got knowledge, you've got different type of knowledge you're bringing to the table. So yeah.
Exactly. Wow. How do we process that?
That's a lot, isn't it? It's a lot.
Just a little bit. And guys in the comments, if you've got any questions about this or any experience, please put them in.
Please do.
Because this is an open discussion, very open. Now, yeah, exactly, because choice. I believe we make those choices between 200 and 300 times a day. Now, why I say that is because everything we do, you've got two choices, positive or negative. And 9 times out of 10, we go negative. Why is that?
Because we're programmed that way, Adam. We're programmed from birth to do that way.
You're not the first to say that.
We are. We're so programmed to be that way. I heard something today, actually. I was on TikTok. I sort of take half an hour rest, and I was watching something on TikTok, and a guy was saying that he teaches teenagers. I think he was a mindset coach, if I remember rightly. But it was like talking about the be, do, or have. And he says, we've all been taught the wrong way around. We've been taught to work hard to have, and then be, and then do. But actually, it's the be first. You've got to be the person you want to be, internalize everything, understand who you are. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to become? Right? So then you're being that person, because we're energy beings. So once you understand, if you're teaching your children from young, like what do you like? What do you enjoy? What do you want to be? Like, what things have bothered you? What can we work on your belief system? If your child says to you, oh, I can't do this, what makes you say that you can't? What is it? Who's told you that you can't? Because you can. And we can teach you to do that if you want to do it. So we can be, and then we can do. And once you're in the being and you're becoming who you want to be, you start doing the things that match the being side of it. So you're now in alignment with the things you want to do, right? And then you start having those things. But instead, we talk like, go to school, get an education. And I remember being told, you get married, have kids, get a house. And it's like, well, why would I do what everyone else does? I want to do what I want to do. And that caused me problems in my life because I was so much like that, right? And you probably massively relate with that.
Oh, yeah.
And I was the rebel, known as a rebel, or I didn't listen to this, or I didn't listen to that.
You a rebel?
Me a rebel?
I would never say that.
No. I was a sweet little child, always.
The cow's just gone over.
I'm a very sweet child, my love. But yeah, it's like, stemming back from the childhood of, so I remember my children being little and going to people's houses and everyone saying, oh, don't let them touch this, don't let them touch that, don't. And in my house, they could literally touch anything they wanted, because my understanding was there's this little being, this little person there, and imagine the things that they're seeing and how intrigued they are to want to touch and see, what is that? Like, they've never seen it before. There's things that they've never, ever seen. So they want to know what it is. They want to touch it. What does it feel like? It might be something like, I remember going into West End, into the city. I think I must have been about 7, 8 years old with my dad. And I remember seeing this woman with this big fur coat on. And I just wanted to touch and feel what it felt like. Like, I remember itching, and I was like, Dad, I just want to go over there. And he's like, don't you dare move from me. And I was like, no, I just need to go over there. And he wouldn't let me go. So as he turned around, I just touch this coat and run back again because I wanted to know what it felt like. And I think we don't allow our kids enough of that freedom just to explore. Like, let them explore things, right?
Yeah. It's same with autistic kids, and with our son, he runs off, not literally run off, but he runs where we can see him, because that's what autistic brains are doing. They are communicating more than usual, and they're intrigued in what's out there in the world. He's got no fear. He's got no limits. He just does it. When it comes to him, he's down. He's off. See you later. Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah.
And Kerry says, Adam, I've never seen you run so fast. There you go.
But I think that's a great thing. It's like, we're told, we've had this conversation before, obviously a similar conversation where we're saying in school, like, you're told, be quiet, sit down, stand up. I remember kids at school wanting to go to the toilet and really needing to go for a pee, and the teacher wouldn't let them, and they wet themselves, and then there was an embarrassment, and they had to carry that embarrassment because no one taught them what to do with it. So they internalize it and they keep it in them, and then that festers out and manifests into their adulthood, and they don't know why. There's certain situations where they crumble or they, break down. They don't know what to do with it. And it stems from that, and they don't know how to forgive that situation or accept what happened and that embarrassment. But imagine you're being told that you cannot do something natural that your body needs to do. And you have to put your hand up and ask, can I? And they go, no, you can't. Like, what do you mean I can't? Of course I can. I need to go, And imagine how many things we're told as kids. And then, like you just said, your son has no fear, no limits.
No.
We put so many limits on ourselves, many limits. And I think it's a shame that as adults, we've got so much work to do on ourselves to be able to break through those limits. And sometimes I find it quite tiresome. Like, man, there's another thing I've got to deal with now. And I've got to understand, where did this come from? Why am I feeling this? What is this about? Why am I not able to take those steps forward? What's stopping me? And it's continuously having to learn. But if we were taught to be who we want to be as kids and ask questions to what we enjoy and what do you want to do. Like if somebody doesn't like history and they're in a lesson, they're not going to absorb the information because they're not interested.
Yeah, I even though Kerry's above me in a different room, I can feel her laughing about this because she's put a few comments, and this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because she's actually got me. Firstly, she put something positive, then she put, which I'm going to give advice to the lads here, any male out there. Firstly, she put, greatest opportunity I found was seeing a poster for a training course. That's where I met a mysterious guy who became my best friend and is my soulmate. Me.
Oh, I love that. So beautiful.
Yeah, that's why I smiled. Secondly, and this is the advice for all the males out there. She also put Adam's idea of an opportunity. He asked me to marry him while she was in labour with Lucas. Never do that, guys. Never do
that. A good opportunity to ask her when she's in labour. That's brilliant.
If you want shit thrown at you, yeah, there you go.
Brilliant. That's actually brilliant. I was going to have a look at the history is not the true history as it's all fake. Yeah, I mean, look, they teach what they want to teach, and I think if you genuinely have an interest, you'll go out and find it for yourself, and you'll understand, and you'll get to know your own way of it. And they all want to teach the same thing over and over again. I remember my daughter, they had to do a Shakespeare, something to do with Shakespeare, a play, or no, it was a write-up about it. And she loves English, she loves doing it, but she just had no interest in this whatsoever. So they called me into school and they said, like, you know, we're really disappointed in her, can't believe she's not playing ball with us. And I said, listen, please don't, first of all, it's not for you to be disappointed with my daughter in any way, shape or form. Like, that language is going to hinder her. So tell her how good she is at things and help her find a way that she can enjoy this process, rather than telling her that you're disappointed and telling her mother, I was like, out of all the people to tell, I'm not the right person to say that to, right? I said, I'm the one that's going to inspire her and empower her to do the best she can. And I said, and you know what? I think the kids have had enough of Shakespeare. I think everyone's bored of it. Find something else. I was like, find something that's going to interest them, or have different things that they can choose from, and see which one resonates with them, which one makes them feel good, because the one that makes them feel good is the one that's going to help them and inspire them and give them the best. They'll be able to write up the best piece about it because they want to and they're interested. And anyway, it turned into a bit of an argument because they didn't like what I was saying. They were like, no, we need to follow rules and this is how it is. And in the end, I got up and I said to my daughter, come, we're going home. So the school didn't really like me like that, because I really didn't take what all their disappointments that they felt that the kids could bring to them, when they're actually good kids, had amazing grades, A-star grades, but they always... right? They find something to put them down about. And that sits in that child through adulthood, into their relationships, into their friendships, into so much, into their opportunities. So,
exactly. And this is why the late, great Philip Chan, who we miss so much, he was a qualified teacher. He worked in changing, he fought to change the education system, especially maths. And I remember one conversation he told me is teachers, which takes them one topic in maths, it takes them 3 months to cover one topic. He can do that in one lesson.
Wow. Wow.
In one lesson.
And they just spread it out over 3 months.
Exactly.
Oh, they haven't got enough material to work with, right? They've got the same material over and over and over again.
And this is one of the reasons why we brought Lucas out of school, because he learned all these methods. He's been branded cleverer than mainstream primary school. Mainstream school itself, he's cleverer than it.
Wow.
And schools put barriers in front of kids that have potential. They put barriers. And they put barriers in front of Lucas. And I even said to the local authority in the meeting, you should never put a barrier in front of a child, especially a child at this level. And you know what? Even I'm shocked. I'm still shocked now. They actually agreed with me.
Wow.
They agreed.
Wow. Wow. But that's the thing. They don't even have the power to change that, do they? Because it's the hierarchy from that stops it. And I just think, you know, something has to shift here. So it has to, and things are shifting because they have the internet. So we have things like this where people can get educated on their own accord when they come home from school. And I know a lot of kids. I'm not categorizing here, but there is a large amount of kids that will come home and go into gaming. But even gaming, my son's a gamer, and everyone used to say to me, oh, get him out that bedroom or stop him from doing games. I said to him, you know what? He loves it. He's in his element. Why would I get him to be miserable to put a smile on your face? To please others. No, I'm not doing it. You know, as he understood more and as he opened up his personality, he started to have his friends round and they'll game together, or they would go, as they got a bit older, they'll start, you know, going places together, whatever. And how many people, I can't even tell you, Adam, it was go crazy to me. So I'm not doing it to please you. I have a smile on my face. He has a smile on his face. His sister has a smile on her face. Why am I going to stop him doing something that he loves and adores, looks forward to, and has learned so much about? He now is in a university studying computer animation. So had I stopped him and listened to other people, would he have taken that journey to where he is? I don't believe he would have done. I think he would have been all over the place, didn't know what he was doing, because the one thing that he loved, I would have taken away from him. And I don't agree with that at the end of the day. Yes, I agree that they, you know, if they're 11 years old, they're not going to be on there till 3-4 o'clock in the morning. That doesn't make sense. No. I wouldn't even do that. But at the same time, I'm not going to stop them doing what they're doing because somebody else thinks that that's what it should be. And this is where freedom comes in, right? To be able to do whatever you want to do and have no limits.
Well, I wouldn't say it's just freedom. I say it's creativeness as well, and inspirational. Because I'm guilty. Hands up, I'm guilty. And I hated at one point that Lucas was gaming for a solid 12, 13 hours a day. I hated it. I was against that. But thinking about it now, and after standing in his room and watching what he's playing and what he's creating, I just let him do what the hell he wants when it comes to gaming, because the creative side, it comes. Like he's got a Nintendo Switch and he's got this Super Mario game. Yeah, we're showing our age now. But you create levels on it and the creativeness that comes out of him. And he's not even 10 yet. And yeah, especially Minecraft as well.
That's the one. I was just trying to think of that just now. Minecraft is amazing.
It's educational as well.
I love it. Yes, it is. Look at the stuff they build in there.
Yes.
My goodness. It's like when I first seen Minecraft, I think my son must have been 11. So it's been 10 years. And when I see what he had created in Minecraft, I was mind blown. I was like, wow, this is phenomenal stuff. So, yeah, and that opens up the opportunities again, as we're speaking about, you know, opens up doors, opens up opportunities for them to be able to see those opportunities. Like there's one of my friend's child who, he's another little gamer, and he went on, well, he was doing some game, I don't know what game it was, but he was playing, he went into a tournament and he beat the world's greatest in this tournament, and he ended up with something like, I think, over 100,000 views in 24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, and he was just like, wow, like, and that's because he found an opportunity to be able to jump on board with something, and he took down the main person. And he, you know, the smile on this kid's face, Adam, he was so alive with it, and it was making my heart sing. Like, look, if somebody's parents said, oh, you can't do that, you're not going to be playing this, and I don't want you, I don't understand it, why should you play it, whatever, then he would never have seen that opportunity, taken that on board, and been able to have a game with somebody and take them down in that game, you know, like brilliant, amazing. Like he's 12 years old, like, come on.
Yeah, we believe, Kerry, please correct me if I'm wrong, but Lucas, obviously he's almost 10, but he's not got a mindset of a 10-year-old. He's got a mindset of a college student.
Wow.
That's what he is. And this is why we are pushing as we speak to get him into a secondary school, a specialist secondary school that is going to help him with all this. We've already had a look around it twice. And he wants to go around it again, which is fine. I'm not a problem with that. And obviously, they've said that obviously they have to stick to a school curriculum, fair enough. But if there's an added subject in there, so obviously with Lucas, it's going to be numbers, they're going to push that. They're going to push his talent. And yes, he is a young Albert Einstein, but he's also a young Isaac Newton as well.
Wow. And look how beautiful that is, that you're pushing him, not pushing him, but directing him, shall I say,
yes,
to get to that. Because another thing, that back into that education side of where it all kind of starts from our parents telling us things and our parents limiting beliefs onto us and then into the school.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're being told that, oh, you're being, let's say, I don't know how it works now, but let's say there's 5 levels. Level 1 is your top level. Level 5 is your lowest level. And you're being put into level 5 for everything. Then that child is being made to feel like they're stupid, and they're not. They're just not as interested in that subject as the level 1 is. But you put them into another subject, they're going to be on level 1 because they have an interest in it. And all it is in education is you're just taking in information, you're regurgitating it in an exam, you know, and then you're being told whether you're clever or not. No, it's a memory bank. What do you remember? Not how clever are you? What do you remember? Because what I'm having to take on, why are kids studying? Because they're having to remember the information that's been given to them, and then they're having to regurgitate that onto the paper, onto laptops, computers, whatever it is.
Yep.
And then they're marked on their memory, but they're told that they're either they're not clever enough, they're not good enough, or you're not doing, you know, and it's like, no, you've given them a bunch of information. Just because they don't remember it, it doesn't mean they're not smart.
This is why, now, obviously, me and Kerry was debating about homeschooling them for quite a few months, She obviously wanted to send them to school. I wanted to homeschool them. And she actually seen it, like she did her own research, and she just sat there on her own at one day, and she thought, yeah, he's got a point here, because she thought about it. School kids, they do not need tests or exams. They don't need them. Because end of the day, if you think about this logically, guys, think about it. People that get low scores onto exams or tests, and their friends find that out, that they got a low score and that friend got higher than them, that's going to cause conflicts. That's going to cause division. And that person that's got that low score is going to go on to develop mental health, whether it's anxiety, depression, PTSD. And this is what we're trying to stop. They don't need them.
They don't need them. They don't. And there's so much pressure. There's so much pressure. And there's there's so much pressure just to do what other people want you to do. And I've heard, you know, okay, mine are now 20 and 21. And so it wasn't that long ago they finished school. But I remember so many people trying to tell them, oh, so what college you going to? What are you going to do? Because you have to stay in education. You have to study. You have to this. You have to that. I'd be like, go back to your own children and go and turn around and look at your own life before you come to my children and try and tell them. Because for me, it was like, what makes your heart sing? What do you enjoy doing? What could you do next? Because really, at the age of 16, how do you really know what you want to do until you go out there and experience things, right? So, you know, one took a college course, and she was like, I thought I wanted to do this, but I'm really not enjoying it. And she tried another college course. She really didn't like that. And then she ended up running a recruitment company. And she's only 20 and she's like managing so much of it. And then the other one went into the whole computer animation side of things and went on to university. But I didn't say to one, no, you're not going into education, or to the other one, no, you're not going into a job. Whatever makes you happy. And you will find that for yourself. I can't tell you what makes you happy. I know I'm your mum, but I can't. That's not something I can do for you. I can guide you and say to you, these are the things you've enjoyed doing as a child, but I can't say to you, I can say to you what to do, but that's not for me. That's not the right thing to do. It's more to open them up and allow them to see their opportunities, to see their path, to get to know who they are inside. What's your, and find what is hindering you in life, and how can we move through that? How can we find what have I taught you that's giving you a limiting belief? Because obviously I've still got my own limiting beliefs. So I know I embedded them in my own children. I know, because I didn't know how to identify my beliefs. I didn't know how to clear through them. This has been the past 10 years or 12 years that I've been working on this, right? And, as I said, they're 20 and 21. So the first 10 years of their life, I didn't know about it, but I had a natural understanding that through my own life experience, that I'm not going to hinder them. I'm not going to hold them back from doing what they want to do. So I never did. And I always said to them, anything you do, just make sure it makes you feel good. If it doesn't feel good, any situation, any experience that you're in that doesn't feel good to you, walk away. Because
I agree.
Right. And, like you said, there's like your son, like how amazing. And they're going to have so many different labels on him. And it's like, no, he's just got a brilliant, brilliant mind.
And this is why, obviously I'll get to the comments shortly, because we've got somebody tuned in from Sarasota, Florida as well.
Oh, brilliant.
So, yes. And it doesn't matter, because I have a little banter with Lucas now, where every time he finds loopholes, which obviously Kerry's taught him, and he tries throwing them at me, and I'm like, shut up, Lucas. He went, why? I'm like, because you're just a little genius. And he went, oh, thank you.
It's so nice, isn't it? And I think you saying that just triggered a self-talk to yourself. Yeah. How many of us tell ourselves like, oh, you're stupid, or you can't, oh, why did I do that? Or, I'm not going to be able to do this, or I'm not going to be able to that. I can't. And actually, that's just all self-sabotaging talk, right?
That's our mindset talking, not us.
Yeah,
the mindset. No.
That's the mindset talking. That's the programming. It's like a computer, isn't it? We need to reprogram that computer. And when the computer gets a virus, it breaks down, and that's what happens to us. And then we get labeled and get given tablets and get given all this stuff and saying, oh, have this injection, or have this, or have that. No, like we can literally.
Let's not get into that. Let's not get into that.
Let's not. No, because a whole new story. Right. But what we can do is just like teach even adults, not just children, but starting with children into adults, to teach them to have that self-soothing talk. Like, I can give you another example. I speak a lot about my kids tonight because I just think it's so relevant. But my daughter just said, well, yeah, my daughter just said to me the other day, I don't remember the conversation, but she said, Mum, the thing is, you always taught me to love myself. So she says, I walk past the mirror and I always look at myself and say, I love you. You're the best. And I said, so it was so good to hear that, And she goes, Mum, you taught me that. You always said to me that you're beautiful, that you're amazing, that you can be, do, and have anything. She goes, so I feel that in myself. And she does. She pushes herself in like, I have seen that she's put limits, but I've seen her overcome her own limits. And the same with my son. And it's always refreshing to see that when there's people that you love and even people that you don't know. Like we run the law of attraction group, and when we get our stories back saying how people have had these breakthroughs and understood why they haven't been able to create certain things in their life and experience certain things, and now they're experiencing and now they've got it, it's like, I mean, that's what we're alive for, to be able to hear this about other people, you know, and be able to implement that in ourselves.
Yeah, I want to raise something with what I do say to my son every time he's negative minded. But first, I want to bring up some comments. Robert Brooker, also from America. Please remind me where you are again, Robert, because I've got New York coming to me and I don't know why. He put, I remember the suffocating feeling in the 4th grade every time I thought of eggshells, which was what I was long tired of walking on around my father. It never mattered. Blow-ups were never predictable.
Wow.
There you go.
You see, and that how deep that is. Like, you know, having that feeling inside you as a kid and not feeling like you can't go home and just be yourself, and having to walk on eggshells. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot for people to take on. And, you know, imagine how many people have experienced similar experiences like that, where they feel they're not good enough for their parents, or they're not, you know, they can't, anything they try and do, it's like their parents will tell them, oh no, like that was, what was that? Or, you know, why didn't you, why? Or it could be someone doing their own bed and they say, come in and say, oh, why did you do your bed like that? It's like, well, I done my bed, didn't I? Why don't you just say, well done for doing your bed, you know?
Yeah.
And if you, sorry.
Not exactly, because I'm glad you brought that up, because obviously when we ask the kids to do their morning routine, it does involve making the beds. And Tegan, bless her, she's only 8 years old. She keeps whinging, oh, I'm trying and I'm struggling. I'm like, well done for actually trying. Actually attempting it. But she still screams and kicks off. But it's like, that's just a typical woman. And I'm not sexist. That's a disclaimer right there. But going back to, Robert's from Toronto, Canada. There you go.
Hi, Robert. Thank you for your comments.
We've got Canadians tuned
in. Brilliant.
Right. And I'll get to your other comment in a minute, Robert. But when Lucas was either caught out from like bullying his sister or getting something wrong, it gets negative, and he does say, "Oh, he says I'm stupid, I'm an idiot," things like that. And what I used to do was, I think what I did is I pushed a little bit of NLP into him, which I'm not qualified to do, but it's what I've learnt from Kerry Burns, Steve Knapp, and I'm like to him, okay, we'll go along with that. Yeah, you are. Even though I shouldn't be saying it, but I do. I say that, and then he just sits there and thinks, what do I say next?
Right.
And then I come back and say, right, now you've done that, you've accepted that, now look for the opposite.
Well done.
Look for the opposite to that.
And that's what it's about, isn't it? It's flipping it over for them, because that's another thing again. It's been installed to say, I'm stupid, or what was the other one you said? Oh, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
And actually, and so many people say it so automatically.
Yeah.
They might, like, I don't know, hit their hand on the table as they walk past, like, oh, you idiot. Why are you calling yourself an idiot? All you done was hit your hand. It's like you just say, ow, oh my goodness, like, you know, put it under cold water or something. But there's no need to call yourself an idiot, because it's that self-talk, and that is a very low vibrational energy to be saying that to yourself. So it is so, it's important for us to really tap into our children and tap into ourselves to say, like, you know, what can you find to love about yourself? What can you find that if you think you're stupid, you're not? It's not true. It's a limiting belief. What would you prefer to believe about yourself? Yeah. And flip that over. Let that one go, you know? Find another thing that you could chant to yourself. Like, I'm brilliant. I hit my hand. I'm brilliant. Like, you know, and it might sound really silly to start with, but why is I'm brilliant silly compared to I'm stupid.
Yeah,
because I'm stupid is so heard around the world so often that you think it's normal, but actually I'm brilliant should be even more normal, right?
Yeah, exactly. And just a few weeks back, obviously Kerry was baking some cakes, and Lucas came down, and he didn't know that the hob was on. He didn't know, so obviously he put his hand on it. Obviously, burnt his fingers. So obviously, he tried hiding it at first. A clever little shit he is. He tried hiding it, and I'm like to him when he was like that. I'm like, Lucas, are you okay? He went, I'm fine. I'm like, are you sure? And then he opened his hand and I seen it. So, right, we need to get that under cold water. He went, so he was reluctant at first. He was, yeah, it was homemade pizzas. Sorry, it was homemade pizzas, not baking. And obviously he was very reluctant to get it underwater, and he was screaming, really screaming in crisis. And Kerry was like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, it's okay, because all he's doing is he's in shock. That's all it is. He wasn't being negative.
No,
he was just in shock.
No. And he'd probably had an experience in school at some point where he's done something and got into trouble for something that he didn't know, something that he wasn't aware of that. So, and you probably don't know about it. So he was probably scared, not scared towards you, but just having that underlying fear because of what's happened previously, subconsciously in his mind, not like he was aware of it, right? So he didn't say nothing.
Well, just thinking about it, over the years he's been in school, I don't think he's ever been in trouble, because in his first school, he was actually bullied by the teachers. Wow. And assaulted by the teachers.
Well, there we go. So that's probably where it stems from, why he literally didn't want to say nothing, because it comes in so many different ways. And this is why I say it's a shame that we come to this point in life and we're having to really trying to understand where it all stems from. But if we could have just got it from the beginning and implemented the positiveness in the mind and the subconscious mind, and really tapped into that subconscious in a positive way, with that self-talk, with that self-love, then we wouldn't have to be doing so much for ourselves now, and we could just ease and flow and ebb and flow as such. But it is what it is, and all we can do is keep having these conversations, keep keep ourselves in good feeling ways, and actually just support our children in anything they want to do, and our adult friends and our business partners and everything. We all support each other, then that support becomes a massive strength.
Exactly. And I want to bring up a couple of comments there. First from Robert, and then I'll get to Kerry's dad, Graham's, which is a very good comment, by the way. Robert, my mother did pull me aside once and suggest that I not argue with him because it only made him go on longer. Exactly, because arguments lead to nowhere. And it's going back to what we said earlier regarding stress and negative. You're not going to argue with anyone else. Yeah, you're going to tick for tack. That's all it is. But in reality, you're arguing with yourself. Yep. That's what it is. You're arguing with yourself. Now, going to Graham's comment. I'm just reading it now. That's where the division comes in. Do you not think?
What does it say?
It basically says, because when I was 11 years old, I did not have a good average on the 11 plus in school. I was sent to an average secondary school and learnt average subjects.
Right.
But a lot of my friends went to a better school, two of which were right across the road from where I lived. I had to walk past my friend every morning on the way to my school, 5 miles away. I felt like Mr. Average to all my life simply because of the education system. Now, going to what Philip Chan used to say, there is no such thing as an education system. There's no such thing. And people's going to be thinking, yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. No, there isn't. All it is information. People are trained to become workers. That's all what Philip Chan used to say. And I think he's bang on with that.
I so agree with that, because they're taught information, like you said, regurgitating out to the children in their own way. And a lot of the time, the teachers turn up at school and they don't know how to deal with their own life. And they bring that anger, that resentment from home or everything inside them, and they put it out on the children. And like what, was it Graham that you said, just said that comment about, I mean, look at that. A child is then feeling this limit in themselves and feeling less than because of a grade, because of grades that came out. How about supporting that child and working with them to help them to be and understand more of what's going on, and not don't grade them. At the end of the day, like, stop putting people in boxes, man. Like, that's what it comes down to, because we end up arguing for our own limitations.
Yeah.
Like, you hear people saying, yeah, but I can't afford that. I can't, you don't understand, I can't afford that. They're arguing for their own limitations. How about saying, I might not be able to afford that in this moment, but I can find ways and opportunities can come around to help me be able to afford that. Let me see what I can do, right? But you really do hear people shouting and screaming that they can't afford it. Like, why don't you understand? Or to their children, saying, no, we can't have this, we can't have that. It's just arguing by yourself, and you're saying it to somebody else, but you're arguing to yourself for your own limitations. You're saying, I'm putting these big limits on me and I'm saying them to you so you can understand. But really, it's all about me, because what does the other person know? They don't know. It's just coming from you.
This is why I say, and they hate it. I say it to Lucas, I say it to Tegan, I even say it to Kerry half the time. When they want to argue with me, I just say to them, go and find a mirror, go and argue with it, because I'm not interested. And they hate it. They hate it.
Yeah, because you naturally want to say something. You want to get involved in that. And it's one thing having a heated discussion, but it's another thing having to argue with somebody. Yeah. And I said, you know what? It's amazing, because I will do the same. Go and look in the mirror and have the argument over there. Because I'm not interested. Like, I don't. What do you want me to do? Like, you've got a problem and you want to put that problem to me, and you want me to understand your problem, and then you want me to align with your problem and agree with your problem so you can feel better. But then I'm putting my attention there.
Yeah, because if you think about it, when they're bringing that problem to you and you're trying to understand it and try and help them to find a solution, every solution we're putting across to them, they don't like it.
No, they don't like it. They block it. They're arguing for the limitation again.
Anyway, great show.
That's brilliant. Actually brilliant.
We had to end like that. So the end is stop arguing, because arguments solve nothing. You just argue with yourself.
Yeah, and just turn around and start appreciating everything you have, where you are, and forget that there's no time, there's not enough time. You've got the same time as everybody else, and you can make that space and time for yourself to do and become and do and have anything you want in this world.
Exactly.
Down to you, right?
Exactly. You've got the time. And why you've got the time? Because you're here, you're walking, you're breathing, you're living. Yes. Please share this.
Yes.
This message needs to get out there, because we're not here just to end the stigma of mental illness or disability discrimination. We're here to change. We're here to change the education as well.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to get into them schools, into the community in 2022, and we're going to talk to people.
Yes, now, I'm with
you. Obviously, we a little bit of breaking news. We are looking at getting merchandise, so we're going to have Mental Health Warriors t-shirts.
Yay!
We're looking at it.
I love it. Brilliant, brilliant.
And we're looking before Christmas as well. We're trying to get them before Christmas.
Brilliant, brilliant. Love that.
Right.
Excellent. What a brilliant show. Thank you.
Housekeeping. We've got a couple of podcasts on tomorrow. 8 a.m. UK time, an early one. We've got Melissa Christie, that's back with Energized with Mel. I don't know what she's going to give, but she's going to pump us up for the day. And also we've got Caroline Murphy-Bennis, she's back. Yeah, we'll get you on, Graham, that's not a problem. Caroline Murphy-Bennis, she's back with Words as Medicine. That's at 8 p.m. UK time, and she's got Paul Juggins. Please tune in for that one. And all I've got to say is share this, and I'm going to end this with our sign-off video. Cheerio!
Thank you, everyone, for joining us.